Components.
What are the different types of architectural styles are available? So these are the output of architectural design process. We have seen different types of architectural styles. The first one is data center architecture. So we have seen this topic, Nama. Data center architecture, data flow architecture, batch sequential pattern, call and return architecture style, object oriented architecture, layered architecture. Up to this we completed, right? Up to this we completed, right, ma? Architecture styles. We have
Yes,
seen
ma'am.
different types of architecture, right?
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It's
What?
completed, ma'am.
Okay, we have seen architecture style as data center architecture, which is useful for the database. If we are going for any database oriented projects, then we can go for data center architecture. Then one more advantage in data center architecture is if you go for any number of clients is accessing the same database. For example, if you are taking online banking systems and all, we can use this data center architecture because most of the clients, they will access the bank server. So that is our database. So when any one of the client got affected, in the sense, it will not affect the entire clients which is accessing the database. Okay. So this type of architecture is called as data center architecture. That is one main advantage in data center architecture is when any one of the client got disturbed in the sense, if they got disturbed or if they got if they are not getting any information, the other clients and all, they will not affected. They will have the clients are not interrelated with each other, so each client can access the database. So the next one is data flow architecture. Here they represented using pipes and filter pattern. So filter is nothing but it tells about the modules, and pipe is nothing but it is the arrow mark symbol. It is used for the communication purpose. So this pattern is called as, it is also called as pipe and filter architecture. So whatever the modules we are having, we can add in n numbers. We can add in any order, and we can get the output. So this is the process. That process is called as a data flow architecture. The next one is batch sequential pattern. Here also we are using the pipe and filters concept only, but here what are the differences? We have to use in a sequential pattern. Data flow architecture, wherever we want, we can add the modules wherever we have to communicate or how to, that there is no conditions and all for interconnecting the two modules. But in batch sequential pattern, we have to follow one condition, that is the modules have to be in a series of pattern. That is, it should be in the order. Okay, it should be in a line format. Sequential only. In sequentially only we have to add the modules. That is filters. Modules here they are represented as filters. Okay, a filter is nothing but that is a module. Okay, yeah. So in series of in the series of sequential components, if we are adding, then that concept is called as batch sequential pattern. The next one is call and return architecture, which is used for remote procedure call architectures. That is mainly if you are having a main program, the subprogram which is accessing from the client side, that is also from network side, in the sense, then we have to go for call and return architecture. So here in Java J2E concept and all, they used RMI, RMC concept. So this RMI, RPC architecture and all, they will go for call and return architecture. So simple example is if you are using multiple computers on a network. For example, in a banking sector, all the branches, okay, for example, if you are taking SBI Bank, SBI Bank having so many branches in all over India. So they will access the particular server. At a time, all the branches and all the employees of the SBI SBI Bank, they will access employees of the SBI Bank. They will access the server and they will do whatever they want. Okay, if they want to update the account details of, or if they want to create a new account for the user, or if they want to withdraw some amount from particular account details, all those things they will do that process, but automatically it will be modified in the server. So multiple computers, it is working on a network. All the computers are not interconnected, so that one is called as distributed system. So all the computers are not interconnected, so it is accessing the main computer and it will do all the process. So in that way we are performing, in the sense that concept is called as call and return architecture. புரியுதாமா? Call and return architectureல, for example, if you are taking SBI Bank எடுத்துக்கிட்ட அப்படின்னா, அங்க இருக்கிற SBI Bank having so many branches in all over the India. The employees have to do accessing the server, in the sense, the employees என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க அப்படின்னா, user, for example, the client is coming or customer is coming, in the sense, if they want to create a new account, they will able to create a new account. As well as if they want to withdraw the amount, that is also possible automatically in their account. The balance amount, it will be automatically reduced. If they want to credit some amount, automatically they will do that one. So they will do all the process in their side, but it is reflecting in the main server. So it is reflecting in the main server. So in this way it is working, in the sense that concept is called as call and return architecture. One of the example is for call and return architecture is this one. We can take this one as an example. Then object oriented architecture is nothing but here all the datas and function, it is applied in a single entity. That is, if you are going for any object oriented concept, and if we are using the message passing technique, that is, we are communicating and coordinating the components in a conditional manner, in the sense, then we have to go for the object oriented architecture. So components, functions எல்லாமே ஒரு single entity-யா யூஸ் பண்ண போறோம். இல்ல வந்து ஒரு modules, if you are having so many modules, that has to be properly communicated and it has to be properly coordinated. That concept is called as message passing. So if you are going for the message passing concept, then we have to go for object oriented architecture. The next one is layered architecture. If you go for any OS creations, or in the sense, we have to go for the layered architecture. It is supported with the help of the OS. So whatever we are doing, that we are designing the product, it has to be reflect in the OS as well as in the application layer. All those things, it is reflecting, in the sense we have to go for the layer architecture. So these are the different styles in architectural. Okay, the next concept is architectural mapping using data flow. The next topic in architectural design is architectural mapping. So now we have to go for the mapping concept. Mapping concept போறோம். So architectural design எப்படி நம்ம design பண்றோம்? So what are the steps we have to follow? So architecture, in order to design an architectural diagram, what are the steps we have to follow? So we are having small projects we can able to design. If you are going for any particular product, how they will design the architecture design? So they will go for the mapping concept. So architectural design அப்படிங்கறது diagrammatic expressions only, diagrammatic representation only. It is used for identifying the flow of the product. So what is the starting point? What are the conditions we are given? What are the modules we are using? All those things we can identify with the help of architectural design. Okay, so architectural design மூலமா இது எல்லாமே ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ண முடியும். But we have to follow some procedure. That procedure is called as a mapping. How we are mapping this architectural design. So here we are using two concepts like transform mapping and transaction mapping. For architectural mapping, we are following two methods more, that is transform mapping and transaction mapping. Okay. Transform mapping அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, here we are using both the things for architectural design. We are using both the mapping concept, because here with the help of this mapping we will get the high level of architectural design pattern. Okay, we are having the high level of architectural design pattern. here in both the mapping, we will follow some set of steps, that is nearly 7 to 8 steps will be there. So for transfer mapping also we are having 7 steps, as well as in the transaction mapping also we are having some of these 7 steps. Okay. So here we will see what is mean by transform mapping and what is mean by transaction mapping. So transform mapping is nothing but with the help we are taking DFT diagram. With the help of the DFT diagram, we are mapping each and every characteristics of the modules, and we are creating a one architectural style. That concept is called as transform mapping. Transform mapping என்ன பண்ணுது அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, first we will design the DFT diagram. We will set the design step. What are the design steps? It will allow the DFT diagram. With the help of the DFT diagram, we are mapping. We are mapping in the sense, now ஒரு DFT diagram போட்டேன் அப்படின்னா அந்த DFT diagram மூலமா we are creating a modules. Okay. From that we are identifying what is our architectural design path. What is our architectural design? Overall design எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படிங்கறத நம்ம பார்க்க போறோம். So here I will show one diagram. Just I will show one diagram. So see here, this is your architecture diagram. Okay. So if you are, it is one small example, we will see that example. It is half of the part in your project. So it will like a box format only. So what are the things? If a sensor input control, it will do what is their information, and it will read the sensor. From that only, it will do all this stuff. All those things. Okay. So then this read sensor, from this they are acquiring the what is the information. If they are getting sensor in the sense, then they will go for the alarm condition. So if it is high level in the sense, it will set the alarm condition. So alarm condition means automatically we are setting whom to contact, and it will select the phone number. That process it is done in this module. Okay. So from this we can identify sensor input controller, alarm condition controller, alarm output control. These are the modules which comes under monitor, sensor, execute. So these are the sub modules. It is having these functions and all. So in this module we have to do this two works. Okay. So this is one. This is nothing but it is a simple one part of the architecture diagram. It is the one part of the architecture diagram. So from this architecture diagram, we are able to identify what are the modules, what is the function it is performing. We are identifying. So this one, it is established with the help of the DFT diagram. That is called as a transaction mapping. See, that one is called as a transform mapping. That one is called as a transform mapping. So if you are going for designing that part for your whole project, in the sense, we have to follow some design step. With the help of the DFT diagram, it will transform to your architectural style, in the sense, then it is called as a transform mapping. Okay, transform mapping na edum kadayadu. First, என்னென்ன steps with the help of some steps. So here we are having nearly 7 steps. So on the 7th step, DFT diagram மூலமா, first we are taking the DFT diagram. We are drawing the DFT diagram. From the DFT diagram, we are mapping all the concept and we are designing our architectural design. So that concept is called as transform mapping. Transaction mapping. Okay. So transaction mapping is nothing but transaction, in the sense, information. We are identifying the flow of data with the help of the data item. That is single data item. Single data items it is nothing but it is we are telling if we are having the large project. So what is the flow? So what is the information? How the information is flowing from starting point to the ending point? We are identifying with the help of SRS document. From that we are designing our concept, in the sense, that concept is called as a transaction mapping. So transform mapping na enadhu? We are following some design steps. We are having some set of design steps. So transform mapping la first thing is we are having some set of design steps that which is allowing the DFT diagram. That is, first we have to draw the DFT diagram for the project. With the help of this DFT diagram, we follow that design step. After that, we have to confirm that this is our architecture diagram. From that DFT diagram, we have to analyze each and every characteristics of the modules. Then we have to design the architectural style. That concept is called as transform mapping. Transaction mapping அப்படின்னா so information first starting point ல இருந்து ending point வரைக்கும் எப்படி போகுது, what are the characteristics which is involved in our product, so we have to identify. So in that way we are processing, in the sense na information flow வச்சு we are identifying what process we are doing and all. In the sense that concept is called as transaction mapping. Okay, next we will go for transform mapping concept. So in both the mapping we will follow some set of steps ma. So first transform mapping using design, transform mapping design steps. Okay, so these are the 7 steps we have to identify. So transform mapping na enadhu, with the help of DFD diagram. First, with the help of this 7 steps, we are having some set of design steps. So these are the 7 design steps we have to follow. So we have to follow and சொல்லியாச்சு. எதை வச்சு follow பண்ணுவோம்? We will take the DFD diagram. So from the DFD diagram, we are identifying what is the characteristics of each modules. After analyzing the characteristics of the module, we are designing the architecture style. So that concept is called as that is the process which is done in the transform mapping using design steps. Okay, so first step another, what is your first step is we have to review the fundamental system model. So first வந்து we have to review what is our model. So என்னது model அப்படிங்கறப்ப we don't have any diagrams and all அப்படிங்கிறது உங்களுக்கு சொல்லலாம். But before designing part, we are having one phase is analysis phase, requirement analysis phase. During that part itself, we have prepared a document, that is SRS document, HRS document, CRS document அப்படிங்கிற எல்லா டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸும் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணிருப்போம். So அந்த டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருந்து we have to analyze what is our fundamental system model. Okay, system model என்னென்ன கான்செப்ட் அப்படிங்கறத ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணிட்டு during this step 1 we have to design the DFD diagram. So we have to define the DFD diagram. So step by step பார்க்கும்போது உங்களுக்கு புரியும். See, we are taking one example. So we have to follow some steps ma. So we have to follow these steps. So we are taking one example. Okay, first step வந்து we have to draw the DFD diagram. First step வந்து with the help of analysis model. So analysis model அப்படிங்கிறது என்னோட first phase. So there we prepared some document like SRS document, CRS document, HRS document. We prepared so many documents. From that document we have to draw first DFD diagram. That is our first step. Second step என்னன்னா from the DFD diagram. So DFD diagrams na eppadi irukum, level 0 la irundhu level up to level n we can use. Okay, so in step 1 first we will design level 0 and level 1 concept we will design. Step 2 la enna pandrom appadina we are redefine the data flow diagram. So once again we are redefine na we have to go for in depth. So the second step is we have to go for level 3 and level 4 concept. Okay, then step 3 is we have to identify what type of determine whether the DFD has transform or transaction flow characteristics. So we here in the third point we have to identify with the help of the DFD diagram, data flow diagram, whether what is the characteristics which is involving in our product, transform concept illa transaction flow nadakudha அப்படிங்கறத we have to identify. That is your third step. Fourth step in the sense what is our incoming, what is our outgoing for each module we have to identify. That is the fourth step. We have to isolate it in the sense we have to confirm it in the what are the incoming flow, what are the incoming data which is coming for each module, and what is the outgoing flow for each module data, as well as flow in the sense whether it is communicating to other modules or not. That also we have to identify in step 4. Step 5 is we have to do the factoring concept, that is first level factoring. We will discuss what is mean by factoring. Factoring na onnu kadiyadhu, middle level modules எது, high level modules எது, low level modules என்ன அப்படிங்கறது என்னோட ப்ராடக்ட்ல இருந்து ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்றது தான் factoring. Factoring is nothing but we are identifying middle level module, high level module, low level module. Okay, so we are identifying that one. That concept is called as factoring. So in step 5 we are performing first level factoring. In step 6 we are redefining that factoring concept, and we are doing the advanced version, that is the second level factoring. We are performing the second level factoring. And seventh step is, first we are preparing the architectural design. It is not a confirm one, so we are telling that one as a first iteration. Iteration na another first version. ஓகேங்களா, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வெர்ஷனா ஆர்கிடெக்சரல் டிசைன் we are conforming, we are refine it. Okay, we are refine it in the sense we are designing that architectural design. So first version release பண்ணோம். It is not a conform architectural design. So in each step we will redefine that first iteration, and we are releasing as a second version. If we are doing any modification in other diagrams and all, automatically it will be modified. So in the architectural design also. So we should not confirm that this is the final architecture design. So we have to tell that one as a first iteration architecture. Okay, so for first iteration architecture itself, we have to follow some 7 steps. So for this we are taking one case study that is nothing but Safe Home product software. So this software, which is used for security system, it monitors all sensors and all those things which is used for security systems. So home owners enna பண்ணுவாங்க, safe home software is nothing but with the help of sensor we are identifying whether any person is entering inside or not. Okay, so யாராவது உள்ள வராங்களா இல்லையாங்கறத ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்றது, இல்ல வந்து அப் டு டேட் வந்து இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்ஸ் வந்து பாக்குறது. இந்த சேஃப் ஹோம் ப்ராடக்ட்னா என்னது? It is also available in the market, right? So organizations இல்ல இப்ப ஹோம்ல கூட நிறைய இடத்துல இப்ப வச்சிட்டு இருக்காங்க. என்னன்னா instead of putting cameras, they are also having cameras, as well as they are also monitoring with the help of sensors. Okay, they are putting some sensors. With the help of these sensors, they are identifying whether any person is entering into that particular room or not, whether they are entering and whether they are taking any documents or not. That and all we can monitor with the help of the sensor. Instead of putting camera, they are inserting some sensors also in each and every place. With the help of that, they can able to monitor their home. So that is one of the product they are designed. So Safe Home product we are taken as an example. So for that we have to design the architectural design pattern. So we will see how we can design this architectural design. Next here they used some concept like keypad and function key. So with the help of the homeowner, they are interacting the home Safe Home product with the help of the keypad. So after installation or during installation, we have to identify what program we have to design and what is the configuration we are using. That and all we have to design. So they are using password. So master password for programming. So here they are given some condition. என்னென்ன கண்டிஷன்? மாஸ்டர் பாஸ்வேர்ட் இருக்கணும், அட்மின் பீப்புள் உள்ள போறதுக்கு. அது மாதிரி டெலிபோன் நம்பர். So automatically if some person is entering into the home or some sensor is detected unwanted or ஏதோ ஒரு திங்ஸ் வந்து உள்ள வந்துட்டு இருக்கு அப்படின்னா, automatically it has to inform to the particular telephone number which is stored in the database. So அது வந்து அந்த process வந்து நடக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிருப்பாங்க. That is these are the some of the conditions they are given. So when the sensor event is recognized, so once after some unwanted peoples or unwanted things it is coming inside that particular room, in the sense it is recognized by the sensor, in the sense அது வந்து என்ன பண்ணணும், டெலிபோன் நம்பர், நம்ம என்ன டேட்டாபேஸ்ல என்ன டெலிபோன் நம்பர் கொடுத்திருக்கோமோ அதுக்கு மெசேஜ் போகணும். as well as it has to on the camera. Next alarm வந்து நம்ம வச்சிரணும் அப்படின்னா அலாம் ஆல்சோ it has to give audible alarm system. So இந்த மாதிரி கொடுத்திருக்கணும். அடுத்து நம்ம என்ன சொல்லிருக்காங்க, then they given some more conditions like after the delay time specified by the homeowner during system configuration activity, the software dials the telephone numbers of monitoring service and provides the information about the location, reporting the nature of the event that has been detected. See, இது வந்து என்ன அப்படின்னா, this is the condition what they are given. For example, ஹோம் ஓனர் வரதுக்கு லேட் ஆயிடுச்சு, இல்ல அவங்களுக்கு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் நம்ம பாஸ் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம்னா, என்னோட டேட்டா பேஸ்ல நியர்பை இருக்கிற போலீஸ் ஸ்டேஷன் இல்ல என்னோட கார்டியன்ஸ் இல்ல வந்து யாரையாவது வேற யார் பர்சன்ஸ் நான் எந்த டேட்டா பேஸ்ல என்ன ஸ்டோர் பண்ணி வச்சிருக்கேனோ அந்த டேட்டா பேஸ்ல இருக்கிற நம்பர்ஸ்க்கு we have to send the information. So automatically என்ன பண்றோம், நான் வந்து for example if I am storing nearby police station landline number in the sense landline number or mobile number, okay, mobile number store பண்ணிருக்கேனா we have to send the information, location information to that particular mobile number. I have to send the location. So this here some unwanted activity is going on, so it has to detect the telephone number for each and every 20 seconds it has to redial it, okay. So over 20 seconds அப்புறமோ it has to redial it and it has to inform ஏன்னா அந்த இங்க இருக்காங்க அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்ஸ் போயிட்டே இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. சோ இந்த இது வந்து யூசர் வந்து எப்படி இன்டராக்ட் பண்ண போறாங்க, the user has to interact by reading the input, okay. சோ கீபேட்ல இருந்து ரீட் பண்ணிக்கலாம், இன்புட் வந்து அவங்க ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். இல்ல வந்து அவங்களோட மெசேஜஸ் எல்லாம் பார்க்கணும்னா they can use some LCD display. So as well as whatever the information or image picture also they can see from the LCD display. So in that way we have to design a product, okay. So it is one example we are taken, that is safe home product. All for that they are given some condition. So safe home product sensors, instead of camera they are having some sensors also. So any person is entering into the home, automatically it has to detect that. So detect பண்ணிட்டு என்ன ஆகணும், it has to send that information to the owner. The owner is not accessing, இல்ல அவங்க வரதுக்கு டைம் ஆகும் அப்படின்னா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா என்ன பண்ணணும்னா டேட்டா பேஸ்ல இருக்கிற தேர்ட் பார்ட்டிஸ் இல்ல வேற எந்த நம்பர் நம்ம ஸ்டோர் பண்ணி வச்சிருக்கோமோ அந்த நம்பருக்கு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன், இந்த லொகேஷன்ல இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் அக்கர் ஆயிட்டு இருக்குங்கிற இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் they have to get. As well as என்னது once 20 each and every 20 seconds they have to get that information, what is going on inside that room, that information we have to send both house owner as well as what is the number we are storing as a security purpose. So அவங்களுக்கும் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் போற மாதிரி நம்ம பண்ணணும். சோ இதுக்கு வந்து இன்புட்டா என்னென்ன வச்சுக்கணும் அப்படின்னு அவனே சொல்லிட்டான். So the user can interact with the help of function key. டிஸ்பிளே பாக்குறதுக்கு they can go for LCD display பார்க்கலாம், LCD display யூஸ் பண்ண அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. So the first step is review the fundamental system model. Here we are drawing the DFT diagram. See here our first level DFT our first level DFT diagram, that is level 0, is we are having safe home software. So sensors இருக்கு, டெலிபோன் லைனோட அலாம் செட் பண்ணிருப்போம், டெலிபோன் லைன் செட் பண்ணிருப்போம், அலாமோட இன்டராக்ட் பண்ணிருப்போம். பிகாஸ் ஒன்ஸ் வந்து அலாமும் sounds when the audible sound it has to be reflect, so we are setting with the alarm. Control panel display, so we have to display that information to the control panel. Here control panel it is nothing but this one is called as LCD display. Here control panel enna user if they are given some commands, so that command also has to be activated. For example, the user not able to accessing the phone in the sense during that time they are busy, they are not able to access the phone, some unauthorized person is entering into the home in the sense automatically it has sent that information to nearby police station க்கு சென்ட் பண்ணனும். இல்லனா யூசர் என்ன சொல்றாரோ அதுக்கு ஏத்தப்பல அந்த ப்ராடக்ட் வர்க் ஆகணும் அப்படினா, so that it will be done with the help of the control panel, okay. So this concept is called as level 0 DFD diagram. Then we are redefine this level 0 into level 1, that is we are activated, that is we are adding some more features from the diagram. We can identify, we can add some more features. See, same thing only here they are using monitoring sensors on the it will sense the status and it will send alarm type, telephone number of telephone line. They are taken only particular this thing, okay. So control panel க்கு மட்டும் first level நம்ம பண்றோம். Second level என்ன பண்ணலாம், alarm க்கு மட்டும் second level. Third level telephone line. Fourth level this display information. All those things we can briefly we can define it that that one we are telling us level 2, level 3, level 4 na kondu poite irkalam. Here we are taken only particular thing, that is level 1. If you are having the user is giving commands in the sense what they have to do, so they have to check whether it is we are interacting with the user in the sense we are checking with the password whether they are proper authorized username or not. We are verifying with the help of the password. So it is validating with the help of configuration data. Okay, and they will whatever they are whatever the information they are given, that will be displayed in display message and status. So from that we can identify, okay, this is it enadhu. So we are identifying the password. Password எதுக்காண்டி ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்றோம், ஆத்தரைஸ்டு பர்சனா இல்லையான்னு. ஸோ சென்சார்ஸ் மூலமா அவங்க ஆத்தரைஸ்டு பர்சனா இருந்தா they will see the what is the status and what is the message we are getting from the sensor. They will see the what is the authorized what is the sensor given message as well as status. Okay, next என்ன பண்ணும், இப்ப யூசர் இன்டராக்ட் பண்றாங்க, யாருமே வரல. சோ யாரும் வரல அப்படின்னா ஆக்டிவேட் பண்ணலாம் இல்ல டீஆக்டிவேட் பண்ணலாம், ஸ்டார்ட் ஆர் ஸ்டாப் பண்ணலாம். சோ அந்த ப்ராசஸும் பண்ண முடியும். ஓகேங்களா. சோ if they want to store some details in the database, in the sense they are requesting as well as they are configuring with the system and they will store that particular data in the database. So in this way we can work. So whatever the condition we are redefine that one. So level 0 la irundhu level 1 க்கு கொண்டு போறோம். So we are taken one more that is example ma. So see here we are taken safe home product as an example. So your wish, you can draw some more features. If you want, you can add few features also. It is not necessary you can use the same example. If you want, you can use some other example. So எல்லாமே வந்து டயகிராம்ல காமிக்கணும்னு அவசியம் கிடையாது, எது தேவையோ அது மட்டும் காமிக்கலாம். ஓகேங்களா, புரியுதாமா நான் என்ன சொல்றேன்னு? புரியுதா? ஓகே, செகண்ட் ஸ்டெப் 2 இஸ் என்னது, நம்ம டேட்டா ஃப்ளோ டயகிராம ரீடிஃபைன் பண்றோம். அதான் ஸ்டெப் 2. சோ இங்க பாருங்க, நம்மளோட it is one few part only we are seeing no need to explain because we don't have time and all. So நம்ம எக்ஸாம்ல வந்து இந்த டைம்லாம் இருக்காது. நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம்னா ஜஸ்ட் வந்து ஒரு பார்ட்டை மட்டும் ரீடிஃபைன் பண்ண மாதிரி காட்டுறோம். சோ இங்க பாருங்க, சென்சார்ஸ்ல இருக்கிற பார்ட்டை மட்டும் we are redefining. So first level 0 overall product என்ன அப்படிங்கறது காமிக்கிறோம். So level 1. So level 2 second step என்னது, after designing level 0 and level 1, step 2 is redefine the DFT diagram. So redefine பண்றோம், that is our second step. So see here the sensor part is there. So this part, the sensor part we are redefining as level 2. So that one is it is reflecting here. Then one more thing, this is level 3. So if you are going in depth in the sense, that is also possible. So that is the level 3. Okay, so level 2 and level 3, which is we are done for the safe home product in step 2. Next step 3. Step 3 என்ன பண்றோம், we are identifying whether what DFT is using, whether we are using in the DFT diagram whether we are using transform or transaction use பண்றோமா, என்ன கான்செப்ட் யூஸ் பண்றோம் அப்படிங்கறத we have to evaluate. That is our third step. Third step is we have to evaluate what is the data is entering, what is the incoming part, what is the existing part, whether we are going for transform or transaction flow, what concept we are using, that we have to identify. So that we have to identify with the help of level 1. So level 1 ல இருந்து எங்க இருந்து இன்புட் வருது, so how we are interacting, so எங்கெல்லாம் நம்ம வந்து பாஸ் பண்ணணும், மெசேஜ் பாஸ் பண்ணணும் அப்படிங்கறத we have to highlight it. So here, see here we are using this arrow mark symbols and all. So with the help of this we can identify in this way the data is flowing. For display message status is a module, in the sense we are getting the input from all the sites. We are not displaying output to anybody else. See in the monitor sensor we are getting information from the sensor status we are giving information to display message status module and alarm module and telephone line modules, but we are getting getting the output message, that is information from configuration information database. Like this, with the help of this arrow mark, we can identify what is the input and what is the output for each module, that can be identified. That is our third step. Fourth step, another, we have to isolate the transform center by identifying the boundaries. Boundaries in the sense, for each and see in this diagram we are given some boundaries, that is particular line kuduthukoma, dark lines kuduthukoma. This is nothing but boundaries. So we have to set boundaries for each and every part. Okay, so in here we are taken only one part of the DFT diagram. So here we are taken some sensor, that sensor part DFT diagram, sensor part vechukkolayappa, that part we are taken and we are draw some boundaries. Okay, boundaries, it is nothing but it is a dark line we have to draw. So we are having only two module inside that, only two bubble symbol will be there. So two bubbles only we are using. So for this two bubble, what is the action? What action we are doing? That we have to identify. We have to set boundaries for each and every module, and we have to identify what is the flow of the data. So enna pandrom, fourth step is we have to isolate the boundaries, incoming and outgoing flow boundaries. Boundaries is nothing but, see, for each and every DFT diagram we have to set boundaries. So in that boundary itself we have to identify where is the input is coming, where is the output is going, all those things we have to identify with the help of this bubble symbol. Here the bubble அப்படினு சொல்றோம்னா, we will combine all the two or three bubbles into one module. So நிறைய இது எல்லாமே என்ன சொல்றோம், over action we are telling this one as a, this one bubble, then one circle as a one action. Okay, we can combine 2-3 circle and we can combine this 2-3 circle and we can segregate as one module நான் segregate பண்ண முடியும். So இது மூலமா என்ன பண்ணலாம், இப்ப sensor அப்படின்னு எடுத்துக்கிட்டேன்னா, so this from the sensor we can do this much of activities. So this much of activities we can do for each and every part. So this is our main part ma. So see here, this is our main part. So sensors அப்படின்னா, so sensor have to do this much of activities. Likewise, control panel have to do this much of activities. For each and every action, we have to identify what are the activities, how much of activities we can do for each concept. We have to identify. That is our fourth step. And fifth step is we have to do factoring concept. Factoring is nothing but we have to identify what is our top level module, low level module and middle level modules. So from that diagram, from these diagrams and all, from after the low boundary concept, we have to identify what is our low level components, high level components, middle level components அப்படிங்கறத identify பண்ணுவோம். That concept is called as factoring. Okay, so first step 5 is we are doing the first level factoring. So top level modules அப்படினா எதெல்லாம் பண்ணனும், decision எடுக்கணும் அப்படிங்கிறது. So full and full it has to monitor. Okay, it has to monitor, it has to take decision automatically. Low level modules அப்படினா என்ன input கொடுக்கிறோம், what is the output we are getting, so அது மட்டும் சொல்றது low level module. Middle level modules na we have to give some control and we have to give some small amount of moderate amount of work. Okay, so here from that diagram we are identifying. So அந்த diagram மூலமா என்ன identify பண்ணிருக்கோம் அப்படினு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, we are having monitor sensor. Okay, so we are having the first level factoring for monitor sensor. We are identifying this much of. So இதே மாதிரி ஒவ்வொரு monitor sensor. So monitor sensor concept மட்டும் எடுத்துட்டாங்க. So from the diagram we can identify. See here, the level 1 we are having monitor sensor. So monitor sensor we are having one bubble. So this one we are segregating what are the modules we can do. Okay, இந்த monitor sensors என்னென்ன modules பண்ண முடியும். So what are the modules we can identify? That is low level module, middle level module and high level modules that can be identified in the monitor sensor, that have to be identified for each and every circle symbol. So for each and every circle symbol we have to identify that concept is called as factoring. So in our project we are taking only this monitor sensor. The first level factoring we are taken one example as monitor sensor as an example. So for that they are identifying these things we have to do. See, main controller we have to do. So monitor sensor executive, it has to control. For main controller it is nothing but they have to perform the control factors. Sensor input controller. So here this is one more condition we have to give, that is this one, it is have to get the input from the sensor. Then alarm. So after getting some information from the sensor, it has to give data to the alarm. So it has to give alarm, whether they have to give alarm or not, that has to be given. So that has to be monitored by alarm condition. Alarm output controller, this is nothing but we have to give we have to give alarm வந்து sound கொடுக்கணும் கொடுக்க கூடாது அப்படிங்கறத it has to that one has to be monitored with the help of alarm condition So alarm வந்து அடிக்கணும் அப்படிங்கறத யார் சொல்ல போறா, alarm output controller கொடுக்க போறாங்க. So we are taken only one part in our safe home product that is we are taken only the monitor sensor. For that we are doing factoring. So exam point of view we can give only one example is enough. So we no need to explain the brief concept and all, because it is not for this one question it will take nearly for 100 to 200 lines we can prepare a document. So in that way we have to prepare it. But in exam point of view we can explain what is the concept and we can give only one example. So ஒரே ஒரு example மட்டும் சொன்னா போதும். So அதனால in the first level factoring we are taking monitor sensor. So monitor sensor மட்டும் எடுத்துக்கிறோம், அதுக்கு என்னென்ன பண்ணணும் அப்படிங்கறத ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்றோம். So from that from this component we can identify which one we can give us a top level module, low level module and high level module we can identify. That is our sixth step. Okay, see, this is our diagram. So here we are combining. So here it is doing this sensor input controller. This part is doing monitor sensor executive. Here we are having the alarm condition controller also. Here this module it is going for the alarm output controller. So from this diagram, that is 3.16 and see here it is reading this one, this concept, and here they are segregating us. This one is a sensor, this one is a monitoring program as well as alarm controller, and this one is nothing but alarm output controller. Like that they are alarm output controller, like that they are monitoring. Okay, so this concept is called as first level factoring. So இப்போ நமக்கு என்ன இருக்கு, bubble symbols இருந்தது எல்லாமே we are converting into a designing pattern. See here we are converting into a designing pattern. Next, second level factoring. Next we have to set a boundary. Okay, already we have set boundaries in the fourth step itself. So அடுத்த boundaries குள்ள இந்த பார்ட்ட நம்ம திருப்பி வந்து what are the things we can identify. So how this bubble symbols எல்லாமே எப்படி வந்து segregate பண்ணலாம், two part, two bubbles, how we can combine it, that we have to identify. So this is the output for monitoring sensor. So next we are given output alarm controller it will display what is the information. So output மட்டும் கொடுக்காம டிஸ்பிளேவும் பண்ணோம். So for example, if unauthorized person is entering, in the sense we have to get a information. So with the help of display we are identifying what is going on. An alarm signal, so it is giving any sound or light, என்ன alarm வச்சிருக்கோ அதுக்கு ஏத்தாப்ல it will generate the signal. And it after getting output it has to go for the phone connection also. So phone connection க்கு போகுது. So phone பண்ணனும் இல்ல வந்து it has to go for the if unauthorized person is entering, in the sense third parties in the sense police inform பண்ணனும் அந்த மாதிரினா it has to set up the connection phone network. Okay, so that is our second. In this way we have to do for all the concepts. So whatever the conditions we are giving, for all those things we have to use the same concept ma. So this is the things, and we are combining what we are combining, 2 or 3 bubbles we are combining and we are representing as a one module or single bubble. Okay, so in this way we have to do that one. So that is our sixth step. Okay, see, after that we are identifying this is our monitor sensor. So monitor sensor having this much of activity. Where is that monitor sensor? See, in our main diagram we are having monitor. See, we are having this monitor. This sensor ku mattum da, just we are taken only this example, that is sensor mattum da nama paathukom. We are not using all the terms now, just we are using this monitor sensor, what action it has to do. So after that we are confirmed that this is the finalized thing for monitoring sensor. It has to do this much of activities. The seventh step is we have to redefine the first iteration architecture. Whatever the information we are getting from the second level factory, we are identifying what are the things we can remove. இதுல இருந்து நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம், எதெல்லாம் remove பண்ணலாம், what are the things we can combine it. That one we are identifying in the seventh step. Okay, in the seventh step we are redefine that architecture diagram. So here what we are doing, just we are identifying what are the things we are using and what are the things we can combine it, what are the things we can remove it. That and all we are identifying in the seventh step, and we are redefine that one as a simple flow. Monitor sensor, it is getting the required information. That information it is getting from the sensor. It is giving the alarm condition. The alarm output controller, it will produce the display. See, here in this format display, generate display is there. So it is, we are redefined that one as a, it has to give the output, produce the display, generate the alarm signal. It has to connect to the telephone. So after that we will do one process. So இது வந்து ஒவ்வொரு பார்ட்டையும் இது பண்ணி last it will go for the, it will redefine, it will give the overall architecture. So for architecture design itself, they will go this much of activities ma. Then only why we are concentrating more in the sense, with the help of this diagram only we can identify what is the flow of the process, flow of the product. That's why they are doing this much of activities. Okay, so here we are taken safe home product. For safe home product we are doing the 7 steps transaction mapping concept. Okay, so ipo enak puriyudha ma transaction mapping na enna puriyudha. So see here, so transaction mapping la na enna panniruken, transaction mapping is nothing but just we are following some set of activities. So 7 step of activities. With the help of the DFD diagram, we are creating a architectural design diagram. See here, we are first step is we are review the fundamental system model. So first step is we are drawing the DFD diagram, level 0 and level 1 diagram draw பண்றோம். Step 2 la enna பண்றோம், revise and redefine. So whatever diagram we are drawing the first step, we are redefine that one. So in depth we draw that flow. That concept is called as step 2. That is level 2 and level 3 diagrams we draw. So if the product is having more number of modules, then we can go for level up to n number of levels we can draw in this step 2. Step 3 la enna பண்றோம் அப்படினா, we are identifying what is the input and what is the output. Input enna, output என்னங்கறத ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்றதா ஸ்டெப் 3. ஸ்டெப் 4 என்ன அப்படினா, இன்கமிங் எங்க இருந்து வருது, அவுட்கோயிங் எங்க இருந்து போகுது, பவுண்டரிஸ் நம்ம செட் பண்ணிக்கிறோம். So boundaries மூலமா we are setting boundaries in the step 4 ma. That is we have to take action. In that action we are setting the boundaries. So boundaries மூலமா என்ன பண்றோம், we are identifying what are the input which is coming inside this level of boundaries. அடுத்த level of boundariesல எதெல்லாம் input வருது எதெல்லாம் output வருது அப்படிங்கறத we are isolated, we are conformant. Okay, step 5, we are doing the factoring concept, first level factoring concept. Factoring is nothing but here we are identifying with the help of the components, we are identifying what are the low level component, middle level component, high level, top level component, otherwise high level components. So high level components is nothing but it has to do only the decision making. Low level components அப்படினா என்னது, it has to do what is the input வாங்கணும், output வந்து perform பண்ணணும், that is the low level modules. And middle level in the sense it has to do some moderate work, moderate level of work if they are doing it, in the sense that component is called as middle level component. So we are identifying that concept in step 5. Okay, so from that DFD diagram we are identifying what are the components we are using, in that what is the top level, middle level and low level we are identifying in the step 5. Step 6, with the help of this first level factoring we are going for the second level, second version release பண்றோம். So box diagrammatic bubbles எல்லாத்தையுமே combine பண்ணி box formatல கொண்டு வரோம். So 2 or 3 activities are combining and they are giving output as a single box. Single box is nothing but single module. Single modules are பண்றது step 6. Step 7 என்ன பண்றோம், we are designing the first iteration architecture. So whatever we are doing in the second factoring, we are identifying if we want to minimize that one, we can go for the first iteration architecture. We can redefine the first iteration architecture. Okay, that is our 7th step. These are the 7 steps we are following in the transaction mapping. Any doubts in transaction? Next class we will go for transform mapping we completed. In the next class we go for transaction mapping. Any doubts in transform mapping, ma? Any doubts? புரியுதா புரியலையடா, இருக்கீங்களா இல்லையா? கனிமொழி
Yes, ma'am.
புரியுதாப்பா சொன்ன கான்செப்ட்?
Yes, ma'am.
Remaining student boy side, ma. Sai Teja, Uday, Vamsi எல்லாம் போயிருக்கு. ஜீவன், விஜேந்திரன், பாய்ஸ்ல யாருமே இல்லையாடா?
நாங்க இருக்கோம் மேம்.
எஸ் மேம்.
மேம்
மேம்
நோ டவுட் மேம். எஸ் மேம்.
அண்ணாமலை, நான் பேர் சொல்றது யார் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் பண்றாங்களோ அவங்களுக்கு மட்டும் தான் நீங்க அட்டெண்டன்ஸ் போட போறேன். ஆதிலட்சுமி
மேம்.
ஆர்த்தி
Ma'am.
அபினவ் வந்துட்டான். அபிஷிகா,
Yes, ma'am.
ஆதிகேஷவ்,